Hey guys, so I guess today I'm just gonna show you guys how to make some pretty simple Lovetrap and stuff. So I was gonna just upload an FLP, but I guess I'll show you how I do it. So these are just some simple chords that I have, and yeah, just like that. So usually I use stuff like hip hop kicks and stuff, and so there's this sound effect that I recently got. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's not Vengeance. But usually you just want to have like a nice solid kick that doesn't have too much bass, and it's just like, and then so I'll just get my chords and put it on a piano. I like pianos, so I use it quite a bit. And yeah, anyways, sorry for my bad voice. I've been sick for the past week, and yeah, so with my chords I usually like to edit the velocity just to give it like a more natural sound, but this is what it sounds like anyway. And I usually work around 155 for all my stuff, and yeah. Some nice kind of chords, I guess. These are just most of my stuff I just use all the white keys to write it out, and then I just transpose it out to like a different key and stuff. So that's the piano. Yeah, I just usually have some piano that goes for a little bit, and yeah. I also usually put everything that I use into the mixer just so I can tweak it in the latest parts of the year. But most of the time I do all my mixing while I'm making the track. So that's our intro. Just use a simple fade in using cutoff, and like you can edit and make automation clips for pretty much any VST you want. You just have to move the parameter or whatever, the little knob, and then you go browse parameters, and it will come up with the last knob that you've moved or whatever. And you can do it with most stuff, unless you're using stuff like massive and editing pitch, then you have to do it like using a macro. But anyway, so I'll just fade that in. Here's how nice. I'll just put a little bit of reverb on it to give it a longer, more sustained kind of sound. Not too much. Okay, and then just add another 2 patterns of it, and then we can just also get, because I like a lot of, I guess, classical kind of instruments, so I'll just chuck in a cello. Well, cello. Yeah. And I'll make it. Oh no. Wait. Well. Doesn't matter. I'll just change it back. Yeah. And then I'll chuck in my cello. I use a lot of Nexus for my normal leads because I haven't got Contact 5 yet, because I know that it has a heap of good stuff, and I've seen the violins on it. It's pretty good. So this is our cello section, and we're just gonna put the chords in there and extend it. Wait, I'll just grab all of them. That way we can just make it longer. So that's like our little intro right there, and let me just adjust it so you can hear my annoying voice better, just by a little bit. So there's our cello. I'm not going to really focus on too much mixing, only for the drop, but yeah. So now that I've got that, I will work on making like a mini build up. Like I'll just use a basic, some silent preset. So this is one. Okay, so it's gonna be just, I'm gonna speed it up so it has a fast feeling to it, but that's about it. And I might need to reduce this down an octave, the whole entire thing. It sounds a little bit too loud, but yeah. So I'll just move that down. Then I'll just put that in so it has the kind of sound that we're looking for. And then I'll just, so what I do sometimes is just put it down so it feels a little bit faster. And also another thing is, if you want to make your music feel a whole lot more realistic, is to, I guess, just put it off beat by just a little bit, and it makes it feel a whole lot more realistic and different, rather than just everything quantized or whatever it is up. So that's it fast, but what I usually do is I will put gross beat on it and then just sidechain it using this one and fix it up. I guess that kind of sounds like some Just the Gent stuff with his, yeah. So that's that there, and then I'll just get another cut off and put it in. But I won't stick it right up because I think it's a bit too overbearing. And so that's our first little part, and then I'll just also get I'll get a little snare. I use Apex Rise, his trap sample pack. I used to use it all the time, but I'm using whole head for different stuff. Just a nice simple snare sound, trap snare, and just call that snare build, whatever. And I'm not gonna do a really intense one. I'm just gonna do really simple. And then snare build 2, and that's our just need to get this pattern, and yeah, most of the time I'm really unorganized, but I guess I'll try to keep it tidy. And then our final one. So that's our nice simple build. Another technique I use sometimes is I guess you can call it frequency cutting, but it's similar to a filter, but it just moves the frequency up and down. So I used to do it a whole heap at the beginning of my songs, and I just used to cut out the bass and then bring it in. But it's really good for like cutting out frequencies, and so you can hear it here. And it just gives that changing sound. Some people might find it annoying, but I reckon it just gives a bit more movement to your music. So I will start on the drop now, and I don't have a whole heap of stuff really, so yeah, I will just use a simple. I use a what's it called super saws for all my stuff, and this T-Force Alpha is pretty good. The presets aren't that good, but you can make some nice stuff. I've made a few brass since using it, so I'll just call this drop. So I'll just put that into a mixer track, and then we will go to. I keep a little space in between it, so about one bar. Yep, about 1 bar 4 beats. Some people usually just stick it here and then cut off the last bar of this thing, or adjust it to how they want it, but that's just the way they do it. So this is a alright kind of sound, but I don't want the pluck. So if I can, I will adjust it so it lasts longer. Yep. There we go. So that's our whatever you want to call it. And since I put this in a thing, I get my kick and I chuck it in one of the send channels. So I route them all to that. So that will be my main snare and my main kick. And I chuck on a Fruity Peak controller. And what this does is it allows you to automate stuff according to the waveform or whatever of stuff that it's running through. So like I've got my kick and it will move whatever I want according to the kick. So I'll just link this, and what you want to do is you just go send peak, yep, that one, internal controller. So that's means like, because there's a difference between internal and MIDI is the stuff inside FL Studio, and so that's one of the controllers, and you want to go inverted, and so it will give, every time the kick comes in, it will reduce the sound of the instrument that I've chosen, and that's the source. So I'm just going to create some kick and snare pattern or whatever. So I'll just call it drums, and I make most of my stuff 16 just so I can give it a little bit of difference. So okay, so I think that has delay on it, so I don't want that, and I don't want reverb, and so it'll be so right now you can't really notice anything happening with the peak controller, so you have to go back into Scene 1, and I'll just color that up so it looks nice there. And you have to tension, yeah, turn tension, and the bass you want it down so it's around 20%, so it's in line with everything else. So that means you have to change the peak and all that, or whatever the level of the volume, using an equalizer or the stuff in here, because you can't edit it without the kick actually taking control of it. And I usually put this is the stereo separation. For all my heavy leads and stuff that I want, I make sure they're separated quite a bit, and I just move that down an octave, so you can see it moving up and down. And so that's how I do my sidechaining for Lovetrap. But I used to use Grossbeat, but I find that that's a whole lot more customizable with your kicks and stuff, and it sounds a whole heap better. But if you want to give it that gate sound, you just chuck on gross beat and some reverb, so it doesn't sound too weird. So it'll be like, yeah. So that's the stuff that Just the Gent uses in his stuff. He uses gross beat, just speaking to him. It's a good plugin to use, especially for your gates and stuff. So I usually just edit it so it turns it on and off. But yeah, I'm just so if you want it to sound a whole lot more slow, like this. Oh no, I didn't do my kick. I don't really like this snare, but I'll just put some reverb on it. I always make sure my snares are always right out, and the kicks just stay wherever they are. But if it's a stereo, it's a wide kind of kick, you want it kind of just to put it in mono. That way, there's like more depth. Yeah, and if your kick's also very quiet, a good way to make it louder is just to chuck a compressor on it, and then muck around with the settings on there until you get to the sound. But what you don't want to do is, if you turn off your frequency limiter, which is what I do, just to make sure all my sounds are clean, kind of, and I just make sure that it doesn't clip, which means the sound's too loud, and once it does that, it gets distorted, so it doesn't get too loud around here, like that, right there. That's because this lead is wider, and when it's wider, it's more loud. But you can also notice, like, if you put in headphones, you can tell the difference, because it sound like something's, well, how I describe it is there's something in your head right in the middle, and then there's stuff out by your ears, I guess, and that's what stereo width is. And if you have speakers, it's like putting speakers there, and if you look at it and just listen to the sounds, like if your speakers are pretty far apart, it sounds like a stage in a way, like there'll be stuff on the sides, and then there'll be whatever in the middle. So yeah, so the cellos will be in the middle, and then this will be on the sides. It'll be like, yeah, a real kind of sound stage look. So that's just what stereo width does, and so I'll just continue working my job. So you can, with Lovetrap, you can use heaps of stuff, but I've been just going with a simple bass guitar sound and sidechaining that, or you can also just go with the sub bass, which is the 808 subs. But it doesn't really give you a good sound unless you're really good at mixing, which I'm not. I'm pretty bad at that. So yeah. So that's my bass right there, and I'll just. So if you can see, I don't have my limiter on, and that you'll see it go orange if your sound's too loud. That bass is a bit too quiet. Need more. Okay, so I'll just chuck it in here. And what I like to do is, with my bass sounds, I chuck a little bit of distortion, so fruity fastest. It just gives it that little bit inside the lower mid up here, so you can hear it. But yeah, I want the bass to stand up. So you can hear it right now over the saws, because it's not sidechain, but now it should. And so that's most of the steps to making Lovetrap and stuff. But yeah, you can just effects and stuff. I like having background noise like rain or a vinyl crackle. Yep. And yeah, so in my drop, I usually also have a main lead just going over it. I usually make it in silence because silence is really good for that kind of stuff. But I used to just use this when I was last year sometimes. And also another thing is I hate using a plugin's effects and stuff because usually they don't sound as good as they should. But I'll just put this in here and we can just listen to it. So this is just chucking it over there. And also another thing handy is because I used to always write like my harmonies with only two notes, but if I found out if you just space out missing one right note and do four notes all at once like that, you can get some pretty nice chords really easily without having to do much. So and so since it has like a little weird sound, I will put that in the middle. I put my leads in the middle quite a bit. And I will also sidechain this because it will sidechain to the snare, and it will sound. So it sounds a little bit like that, and I'll just make up some random same kind of thing. Yeah, pretty bad, right? And I'll move that up an octave so it sounds a little bit kind of nice, not too fugly. And here's what it sounds like. So if you don't want to completely sidechain, then you just turn down the volume. Yeah, so I like to spread my stuff out. As you can see, I just have the bass note on the chords pulled down, repeated onto octaves, and yeah, that's about it. So that's, I guess, my quick tutorial on how to make Lovetrap. 23 minutes in the making right there, and I don't think I'll edit it, so it's going to be full length, and hopefully you guys like it. I might upload FLP for you guys later on. Yeah, I have bad names for my stuff, but yeah. So here we go, we'll just listen to it so you guys can hear it. But anyway, the mastering phase is a whole different thing, and also mixing. You just spend a whole heap of time trying to get everything to not be too loud, but to also be nice. So yeah. So hopefully you guys like that, and yep, if you like it, just like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Okay, sweet. See ya.